Pryant and Bat. This is Gene from Calabasas. Just thought I'd cheer you up with a festive limerick. It goes, there once was a man from Calabasas who spoke as slow as molasses. He played all the shows and banged all the hoes, but the real fun took place in their asses. Take care, guys. God bless.
Boy, that was just delightful.
Yeah,
hearing from Gene again.
Yeah, just long time caller, long time listener.
It's good to have friends in high places like Gene.
Absolutely, he is our Gollum, our Jewish guardian.
Yeah,
we love him,
and
always.
he sounds more handsome than ever.
Yeah, he's doing well.
A handsome voice.
I must admit, he spoke as slow as molasses. He definitely was not lying. There was no false advertising there.
He was true to his limerick.
Yeah, he really did sound like he was on Ambien.
Yeah.
I think it was right before nap time for Gene.
But I gotta wonder why he chose a limerick for a style when he's so proud of his Jewish culture.
Yeah, because that is an Irish-themed
well, he's
poem
he's an Irish Jew.
He's an Irish Jew. Okay.
Breaking story. Yeah. Irish Jew, Gene Simmons.
So this is a nice change of pace from the from last week's episode when we were all very distracted playing Sega Genesis.
Yeah, that was very chaotic, but it was fun.
We're looking for a more. I think we're looking for a very focused outing this time, with but keeping the insanity, but but the spontaneity of.
Well, this show is already known for its intense focus.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we really know how to keep on topic.
Our brand of intense focus.
It's also back to the power trio again. There's no special guest here.
Yeah, it's just me, semi-permanent guest, Owern.
Also, were you wearing my beanie earlier? Were you?
Yeah, I was.
It almost looks like you got like a mullet in the back.
Yeah. Okay.
You see that?
Yeah. It looks good. It's
well,
good look.
Even though listeners at home or on a subway or wherever,
or in Subway, the restaurant,
yes, or in Subway listening to this podcast, cannot see me, they at least have the, what would you say, the thrill of knowing I have a mullet right now.
Well, I think they do have a frame of reference because we did post the Truxton from the Truxton session, the kind of team portrait of us.
Yes, right.
So there's a frame of reference for the three of us. Mm-hmm. But from day to day, I think the changes we can't. Our true fans can't really measure it as much as they want to.
I think a year from now, because that'll probably be the next time we'll see Brett, since he lives in Kentucky, that we'll have to do an anniversary Truxton episode.
Wow.
So when we all get back together and play Truxton.
We're going to have to... I'm going to have to practice. I definitely need to step up my game for the game.
What a get-together that shall be. I look forward to it.
And then, of course, we'll have our WCW NWO Revenge Tournament sometime soon.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we've yet to do that. We've been thinking about doing it, and we'll have to take God up on that offer.
Yeah.
Because I think he's been longing for that one.
Yeah.
And plus, we talk about wrestling so much, it's about time that
we actually wrestle virtually.
Yeah, virtually.
we're one step at a time,
360 degrees of power from the N64 controller.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No Rumble Pack, though, unfortunately.
It's funny. I have all the boxes and some of the games and like Rumble Packs and stuff, but I can't find my N64 console. I think my friend Mark has it. That was the last time I remember playing it. Was that I brought it over to his house, but yeah, I don't know. For another day.
I'm not in the loop as far as newfangled games. Are Rumble Packs still around? Do people still use those?
Yeah,
in
they're
their controllers?
They're built into the controllers.
Yeah.
Like the Xbox controller and the PS3 controller still have them.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if the Wii has one. I think the Wii has sound in their controller, which is interesting.
Yeah, and doesn't it have like a microphone too?
Yeah, I think so. But that's technology for you.
I wonder if it could play the Pryant&Bat theme. Do you think that controller could emanate with
Perhaps we
delightful, melodious sound?
That's true. We could maybe even get someone we know to do that theme on 8-bit.
Well, there's Wii PAB.
Wii PAB? Explain.
Wii Pryant&Bat. It's the Pryant&Bat for Wii.
Oh, that's right. The Wii version of Pryant&Bat.
Okay, let's start the theme.
Okay. It's me, Luigi.
It's me, Mario.
Luigi, do you want rigatoni or spaghetti tonight?
Mamma mia!
I'm out of ideas.
So am I, Luigi.
It's okay. It's me, Mario, the most popular one. Dr. Mario.
The Mario.
Mario teaches the tapping.
Back in the saddle again. It's terrible.
Yeah, that was indeed terrible, but we were proud of it.
We're proud of it.
We're
proud
of it. Proud of it.
The Devil Wears Prodcast.
Yeah.
Straight to novelization.
Boy, if that will excite our female viewers or listeners, either way.
Sort of speaking of Devil Wears Prada, the girl that was in that movie.
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah. Did you see the new Batman?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think of her as Catwoman?
I know there was a lot of debate when they first announced that she was going to be Catwoman, but it didn't really affect me because I don't know too much about the comic, really. Besides the animated series, which was awesome.
And you haven't seen it yet, right?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
But she did an okay job. She was it was an interesting interpretation.
No.
Yeah, my take on it was it seemed like a bit of a stretch because she comes across as a square, really. I mean, she's kind of a teacher's pet type personality, I find her to be. And so for her to be a kind of siren, this really sultry character, it just seemed like she was out of her element, I think.
Well, I think in the film, she excuse the pun, they made her come across catty.
Right.
And she did an all right job of it. Sometimes it seemed a little forced, but it was definitely a different side of her. Like I agree with you because when I think of her, I still think of that Disney movie, like her first film role. It was Princess Diaries or something like some straight to video or straight to DVD Disney movie. So, but I don't know.
I think the number one problem is Anne Hathaway isn't Halle Berry.
That's a problem that a lot of people find. Non-Halle Berry people find with their lives.
Yeah.
I've only seen the tail end of that movie. I managed to see the ending.
I heard it's the cat's meow.
You know what, though? The villain, or villainess, I should say, in that film is Sharon Stone.
Oh, that's right.
And they have a big
Who showed her
fight.
pussy.
Yes, I believe she did show her pussy in Basic Instinct. And then she proceeded to bite a pussy.
Oh.
I think she licked her in one scene because they fought.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, they fought, so she licked her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was thrown off a building at the end of the film.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she got the
We're
Jack
still
Nicholson.
talking about Batman, right?
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the Catwoman movie. The Halle Berry Catberry movie.
So
I told you.
Catberry.
I totally
Cadbury.
I totally forgot about that movie. I forgot that.
It was a bomb.
So you're saying that Sharon Stone got the Jack Nicholson Joker treatment?
Yeah, I think she was thrown off a building.
Wow. That's a good callback.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Jack Nicholson thrown? Oh, wait.
As the Joker,
Yeah,
he was thrown off the
right.
building. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't seen the Michael Keaton Batman in a while. Or
I
I should
thought you were
say
talking
the
about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
When the Joker was thrown off the top of the building? Yeah. It was a tight scene.
Batman Returns with Michael Keaton and Penguin as the villain I remember it being quite long.
Yeah, it's also a little too Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Too weird for its own good. Who was Penguin?
Not even necessarily weird. It's just like silly. Like it's like you're watching the intro to Pee-wee, like like the penguin marches and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just silly. It was starting to lean towards just way too campy, and it perfectly set the stage for Joel Schumacher's Batman movies, where it was just cod pieces and
Joel Schumacher
skates.
Joel Schumacher was like, "You thought that was campy?
Yeah,
And
I'll show you campy."
That's the thing. Like with those Joel Schumacher movies, I don't hate them as much as some people do. Like they're bad, but they're kind of that good bad.
You think so?
Where it's kind of it's enjoyable enough.
Well, did you like
bad?
did you like the Adam West's Batman?
Yeah, I did.
TV series. Okay.
That's what I
did
grew
you
up
think
on.
it was in the spirit of that?
No, I think it was the one thing that I noticed about those Batman movies is it's very 90s. Whereas you with the Tim Burton ones, you don't really get a sense of the era, I guess. It's just that Tim Burton weirdness where it's almost like a bubble. Whereas those Batman movies with Joel Schumacher and Chris O'Donnell and Jim Carrey, it's just so 90s.
Yeah, they are a reminder of the 90s.
It's like
they're also.
And we're saying did he do more than one?
Yeah, he did.
Joel Schumacher did 3.
He did 3 of them?
No, he did. He did 2. He did Forever and Returns. Batman?
You're right. He did 2.
Because there was one where
one where it was with Two-Face
and the Riddler.
Yeah, and then the other one was Poison Ivy and
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze!
Yeah.
And
why don't you just chill?
Come on,
Chill out.
we're talking about like really bad puns. Arnold Schwarzenegger has the patent on that.
Yes, I think
with
every
that
other
movie.
line was a pun.
Yeah. Chill out.
Well, Arnold in general has the best puns in movies, but literally every line I think in that Batman movie was a pun.
Yeah.
And he might have thrown a limerick in there every now and again.
Yeah. And
there once was a freeze.
equally strange for an Austrian
land.
For an Austrian man to be thrown in an Irish limerick.
Have you seen the trailer of that movie that's with Arnold?
Yeah,
coming out.
Yeah,
where
it's
he's like
a
a sheriff or something. Have you seen that? Looks really
It's
bad.
called Badlands or Outland or something like that.
Something
It
like
looks
that.
pretty bad.
And I'm willing to bet at least $10 that at some point in that movie he says, "I'm back," or some form of that. Some form of him being back.
He might have already gotten that out of his system for
Expendable?
Expendables 2.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm glad Arnold got to shoot people in that movie.
yeah.
That was a slight return, but he wasn't as badass as Chuck Norris.
He's really got to have his cake and eat it too. He gets to be governor, and then he gets to. First he starts by shooting people, being ultra violent in movies. Gets to be governor, and now gets to go back to being ultra violent and shooting people again. It's not a bad racket.
Only one person in their lifetime has been able to do that.
Yeah.
Been a politician and shoot people on the movie screen.
Yeah.
And I've heard rumors that he's
Oh, wait a
going
minute,
to
Ronald
be-
Reagan. Never mind. Ronald Reagan did that.
But he didn't get to go back and do it.
I've heard rumors that
That's
Arnold
true.
is going to be in the new Conan movie that apparently is under works.
Yeah. I have
Well,
heard
who's
that-
playing Conan? Is it random person or somebody?
I'm not sure who they've picked to be
Vin
the
Diesel.
hero, but I think Arnold is going to play some kind of father figure to Conan or Conan Jr. I don't know what they'll call him.
Maybe it'll be like, speaking of superhero movies, Marlon Brando in Superman.
Yeah.
With the 1 minute cameo.
Was it Jael or
I think it was Jael or
This is Jaleel White.
Jaleel White.
yeah, Jaleel White.
Michael Jai White.
Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
Also known as Jaleel.
Didn't you like Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now? I mean, was that an odd
that
character or what?
Yeah, I mean, there was only one person who could pull that off,
Right.
really.
Who else could do that part?
And I think pretty much everybody in that movie was method acting. Like, Martin Sheen was the perfect, crazy, bothered Vietnam soldier, and then
Duvall. Or was it Duvall? Who was the drill sergeant?
Robert Duvall
that
was the
The napalm in the morning.
Yeah.
napalm in the morning guy. Yeah.
But Brando apparently never talked to anyone on set, and same with Martin Sheen. They all isolated themselves, and they're just losing their minds in their hotel rooms, probably just doing cocaine. And
It's funny though. I've always read this kind of history about Brando in that role that Coppola directed.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Coppola asked him to come, in shape. So he's asking Marlon Brando, who at that time was already gaining weight.
He said that?
Yeah, he said, come in shape, because he wanted him to be Kurtz, like this really, kind of badass soldier.
Okay.
And he said, also, you need to read The Heart of Darkness, so you know.
Right.
And so Brando shows up, 40 pounds overweight.
It's like, they have a Heart of Darkness.
Yeah, exactly.
And he hasn't read it?
Yeah, no, he hadn't read it either. Yeah. So he came completely unprepared, and then he gives that performance. So
it was perfect.
Yeah, of course. So, but that's just, isn't that just that's just Brando,
But
if it makes sense because the actual character, Colonel Kurtz, he didn't read the book.
That's true.
No,
So
that's
Colonel
true.
Kurtz did not
he
read.
didn't read the book. So
He lived the book.
Yeah, and that's what Brando was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brando struck me as such a tortured soul that he already had that darkness in him anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't have to dig that
He was
deep.
he was a pretty depressed character.
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, he knew how to tap into it. He knew how to key into
He
it.
just had the method act. He's like, go outside. It's like, oh, the Taco Bell, it's closed.
Right. So when Francis Ford Coppola
Let's shoot.
said to him, you got to psych yourself up. You got to read the book and be prepared. Not really. He was already in it.
Yeah.
He was already Colonel Kurtz. He had been Colonel Kurtz for 20 years prior to that.
Yeah, definitely. But the picture that they show of him in the film, where I think they hand Martin Sheen's character a file that says, "Oh, this is Colonel Kurtz," and it's a picture of Brando, but it's Brando when he was 24 or something. So he was so they still got that picture of him in shape, very military.
Was Heart of Darkness before or after Godfather? It was before, wasn't it? Wasn't it late 70s?
Yeah, I think it was before.
What did Brando do? Wasn't Brando not acting or was getting bad roles for 10 years or something because he wasn't attractive anymore? Or?
Well, I don't think he wanted all these roles. He had that, what was it, Last Tango in Paris? Was that him?
Yes, he was in that.
And I don't think he had too much between that and Heart of Darkness or Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an iconoclast, almost like, what's his name?
Howard Hughes?
No, who did Citizen Kane?
Oh,
Orson Welles?
Yeah, Orson Welles.
Yeah, he was kind of an Orson Welles type where he had, his integrity and it was all about artistic vision and he turned down a lot of roles.
Yeah. But then...
I'm so good for this shit.
Yeah, might as well.
I remember hearing that Marlon Brando's favorite modern actor, contemporary actor, was Russell Crowe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. Russell Crowe also getting quite pudgy.
Yeah.
And he's a belligerent guy.
But he's taking on a role, what is the role? Oh, he's going to be Noah.
He's going to be Noah in Noah's Ark, yeah.
So...
Well, he has a terrible... Well, I guess I shouldn't say terrible, but his American accent isn't too... Or I guess I don't know what accent he'd be going for in this.
Yeah.
Well, Noah definitely was from, let's see, was it Georgia or Louisiana? I forget.
He's actually going to be doing his Gene from Calabasas impression. He's going to be doing Gene Simmons.
Maybe he should he should method act under Gene from Calabasas.
Oh, boy.
Because Johnny Depp, when he wanted
There's
to play...
going to be a flood.
When Johnny Depp wanted to play Hunter Thompson, he wanted to go live with Hunter Thompson. So maybe Russell Crowe should go live with Gene Simmons in his basement.
I think he should just go live with Noah.
Yeah?
Shannon, a deluge is coming. We must board the boat.
Yeah, why didn't they just cut the middleman out and just cast Gene as Noah?
He would be perfect.
They can make a Jesus Christ superstar type biblical epic.
Well, Brian, you've spoken about this before. Whenever they do biblical dramas, they never cast Jewish people.
Yeah. It's always the whitest look. Like Charlton Heston
Blue eyes.
is positively the least Jewish-looking person ever.
Couldn't they get Dustin Hoffman or something?
Yeah.
Or the strength Harvey Hoffman. But
oh man,
what about the one that played the movie? The one that was about 7 years ago. That was like the Passion of the Christ. Was he Jewish? Caviezel? He's Jewish, right?
No, I don't know. I thought he was like, isn't that New Zealand or something? I don't know where you're getting Caviezel's from. They should get like Adrian Brody. They should get like a really Jewish-looking guy.
I could see him playing Jesus.
Yeah, because also Jesus apparently wasn't supposed to be an attractive man.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Caviezel's way too attractive.
You know, Adrian Brody would be a good apostle Peter. Peter's the one who denies Christ, right? Christ. Yeah, 3 times. He would do really good at that.
Yeah, I could see him.
He would really throw himself into it, you know.
And he's the most Jewy looking.
You know, speaking of Jim Caviezel, he actually came to my high school when I was, I think, a sophomore.
And he's still there.
No, but he made his impression that he made there. I guess a select few students were.
Was this after he had done Passion of the Christ?
It was when he had just finished it, so it was on like a promotional tour for it.
Okay,
and so I guess he was coming to all these Catholic high schools.
This was after he had been struck by lightning on the cross.
Yes, I think he actually talked about that.
Did he tell that story?
Yeah, but I wasn't actually allowed to go. I don't know if I was I don't think I was a troublemaker or anything. But only a certain students were allowed to go, and apparently the most infamous thing that he declared.
Infamous?
Yes,
not famous.
Infamous thing that he said at this little soiree, I guess you'd call it. He said, "Don't masturbate!" He just screamed that at all these 16-year-old boys, and I was just, man, that's how you make an impact. You scream, "Don't masturbate."
When Jesus himself tells you, don't
to not masturbate, you got to listen.
That'll give you a guilty conscience.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they're still going to masturbate,
but
don't masturbate.
We're having an audition tape, I guess, for Gene.
How is your Gene Simmons? Can I hear you do?
No, wait a minute.
Gene Simmons,
why isn't Gene in one of these movies? Gene is a real Jew.
He is.
And also, wasn't there a KISS movie? He has acting experience.
Think about Jesus Christ Superstar. Remember that one from the 70s?
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
That guy was totally white.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
well, Gene is. He could
Judas
be.
Was
he
black?
could be the Jesus Christ Superstar. He is a rock star, and he's Jewish.
Yeah,
but he's called the demon. This is very conflicted.
And the long tongue, I guess it's a biblical tongue, biblical length. But
oh my,
we'll have to get back to we have such a rapport with Gene that maybe we'll have to talk to him about that.
Yeah. I'm looking at the switchboards, and we
are
all lit up.
Yeah, we have got so many callers lined up. It seems like.
I mean,
I'm excited.
We are backed up for miles, and it's not because we've been eating too much cheese and bread.
Yeah, we shouldn't take too many though. Just a few.
Yeah,
but maybe the best.
The best. Let's take the best.
Well, let's see who we got here.
All right, and hey, how about Donovan from Eugene, Oregon?
Donovan, are you there?
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
Okay.
Donovan, can we help you?
I'm looking for Alvin and Simon. That's who I paid for.
Are you a fan of the show, Donovan?
I call you guys every Thursday. Don't you remember?
Well, usually we're not recording on Thursday, but we appreciate that.
You may have the wrong number, Donovan.
No, just keep talking.
Donovan, I can't tell if you're really cold or is it what's the weather like down there in Eugene?
Yeah, is it kind of nippy?
I'm just sitting there alone in my one bedroom, and I couldn't be hotter. How about you guys?
Okay.
You couldn't be hotter. So would you say the weather outside is rather cold, and yet you are hot?
Everywhere is cold except in my loins. That's where it's the hottest.
Is that like a sirloin? Are you eating steak? Yeah, they have Applebee's in Oregon, don't they? Is like a steak deal going on? Or?
No, last night my landlord turned off my central heating, and to heat myself, I just put my hand down my pants.
What do you think of this, Pat?
I have no idea.
I think we may have a pervert on our hands, and
He sounds he's so bothered that he could barely put together a sentence here.
I would say you're rather hot and bothered.
I love having sexual relations with women,
Okay.
with men.
Donovan, are you a fan of the Pryant and Bat Prodcast Hourn?
I don't know. Is that
You
what this is?
say I a lot. Are you a Guns N' Roses fan?
Because not only am I in love with women and men, but I love myself.
Okay.
And I partake in self-love.
Yeah, I'm sure you're no
Self-
stranger to self-gratification.
Keep talking, please.
And again, you do not have the wrong number. You really did want to call the Pryant and Bat Podcast Hourn. Because it kind of feels like you're wasting our time. Are you letting us on right now?
No.
Or are you getting us off?
No, this isn't 1-800-HOT-LIPS.
1-800-HOT-LIPS? No, this is not that number at all.
This is 1-800-HOT-LIPS with a Z, though.
I'm sorry. My mistake.
Okay, Donovan from Eugene, Oregon. Thanks so much. I think you kind of wasted our time, but there you have it.
Goodbye, Donovan. Who
Okay,
else?
how about...
Do we have someone that screens the calls, or do we just get them on the board?
I don't know whether we're...
oh.
Yeah, we're not legit enough yet.
I have
to-
like a twinge in my throat just from listening to that. I'm kind of a little disturbed.
Yeah, I think we let him go on a little too long because we had him pretty figured out the first 10 seconds, and
Yeah.
yet we just let him carry on. How about this one? How about Basil from Aston, Birmingham in UK? This is an international call? Holy cow.
Okay.
Wow, Basil.
Basil, are you there, Basil?
Right, yeah. Who is this?
Basil, who is
No,
this?
I'm
You called us.
I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you for a second. I have something I want to tell you guys.
Okay, Basil.
It's called pulled apart.
Sorry?
Pulled apart. Can you fucking hear me?
Pulled apart.
Pulled
Okay.
apart.
Pulled
Do I have to
apart.
spell it out for you?
Well, wait a minute.
Are you a poet, or what is?
Are you going to let me finish what I'm going to say
Well,
right now?
we find it a bit strange that we're taking your call and that you're
Because
ordering us around.
the world needs to listen to me. The world has not listened to me ever since I was 4 years old, and now it is going to listen to me. Do you understand?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Basil.
Pulled apart.
Okay, pulled apart.
The night falls without sound. The understanding for which it flares, then dies, smothered. Just as all hope fails, your heart beats, and shadows surround.
Shadows
Wow.
surround.
Shadows surround. Did you hear what I just said?
I can't decide if that's pretty metal or pretty punk. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is... Have you ever
Did
read
you say the
William
shadows
Blake?
fall?
The shadows surround.
Oh, okay.
Do shadows fall? I've never seen a shadow fall in my life.
Well, Shadows Fall is a metal band, I think, from the UK.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
Basil, are you a fan of the show? Yes or no?
I'm a fan of anything that tickles my fancy. Do you tickle my fancy?
I don't know. Why are you ordering us around?
Because the world needs to listen to me. I already explained this to you.
Pat, what do you think of this?
You know, I want to say that we need a better screen. Maybe we should hire somebody. Can we hire a
think we
temp
should.
that can screen the calls?
Yeah, we need an intern here at the Pryant and Bat Podcast. Hourn.
Just give us an email at PryantandBat@gmail.com if you want to apply
Am I
for
still
internship
on?
here.
Am I still on?
Yes.
Yes, Basil, you're still on.
So, what are you going to do for me? Are you going to tell the world about my poetry?
Well, Basil,
The piece was called Pulled Apart. Did you remember?
what?
Could you
what
say?
kind-
Could you say the title again?
Are you mocking me?
Can you say the title again?
Why are you? I hear a tinge of a cockney in your voice. Are you mocking me? The world has always mocked me. The world has always mocked Basil. Why does it always have to mock Basil?
Well, not a cockney, but I've got a cock.
Pulled Apart. That's what the poem is
Apart,
called.
okay.
The piece.
All right. Do you have any other pieces? Could you do like a freestyle?
I've always feel like I've been disrespected by you.
Can we hear a freestyle real quick?
Okay.
Well, I mean, you've been so belligerent, Basil. I mean, you call us, and then you're so aggressive. We just don't understand where that aggression is coming from.
Because the world needs to listen. There's so many voices in this world, and there's only one Basil. One Basil.
Do you mind that I'm laughing at you?
No, I do mind, actually. It's very disrespectful.
You're kind of a laughable
would you
person.
laugh at William Blake? Would you?
Yeah.
When he talks about them sorcerers and the hells in being reversed, would you laugh at that?
Well, I think a lot of people in William Blake's time did laugh at William Blake because he was known to be quite a kook.
And who are all those people? They're dead. They're dead, and William Blake lives on. Just like I will live on.
No, I'm pretty sure William Blake died.
I'm going to pretend you didn't respect the great William Blake like that. But thank you for wasting my time.
Basil, you've pushed us around enough. How about we push you around for a second here? Could you please recite Little Lamb Who Made Thee by William Blake?
If I were to recite that right now, your ears would explode into the heavens.
Because it's too pure and naive for us to understand.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. All right, Basil. We'll let you go, man.
I will let you go because I've been pulled apart.
Well, I just like to say that Basil, you're welcome on the show anytime. You're a friend. You're a friend of ours.
You're a strange, odd character, and we're glad to hear from our fans in the UK. I mean, we didn't even know we had them, but
do you want us to post the words to Pulled Apart on the Facebook page?
No, I do not want you to post the words to Pulled Apart.
Wait a minute, sir. This is your chance to become a published poet. This is your chance to be heard.
Published words don't mean anything to me.
So,
the words coming out of my mouth mean everything to me.
So you can only be heard. That's it.
Yes, that is all. That is all.
So you were meant to be heard, and your words were not meant to be written.
Yes, they were meant to be written on water.
On water.
On water. Just like John Keats, another brilliant man that lives on.
Basil, don't you think you're being a little difficult? I mean, you can't compromise a bit just for the sake of your career?
I've compromised enough. I picked up this telephone, and I'm accepting all the charges.
And who made that telephone, by the way?
My mum. My mum made that telephone. Yes. Do you find it so hard to believe that my mum made the telephone?
I
Does
thought
she
maybe
work in a
this
factory?
Yes. In fact, she does work in a factory in Birmingham. That's where I'm calling from. Didn't you read the little message on your computer?
Well, I guess we'll tentatively call you a fan, Basil. We have kind of a strange relationship right now, but we may warm to love you.
Pulled apart!
Okay, that was... I think he hung up. That was Basil.
Basil, are you still there?
I think he hung up. I actually took the liberty of
very odd.
Yeah, taking that phone down. So.
Oh, you're screening the next call or what?
No, I think we just had to get rid of Basil.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, who else do we have?
Actually, we have Harvey.
Harvey.
Does that say Harvey?
Harvey from what is that?
Pensacola.
Pensacola, Florida.
Pensacola, Florida.
Harvey, are you there? Harvey.
Yeah. This is Suicide Hotline.
No, this is 1-800-HOT-LIPS.
1-800-HOT-LIPS?
What's the problem, Harvey?
Or Harvey.
Depressed again.
I'm sorry, Harvey.
I'll be honest with you. I'm on the edge. I don't want to admit too much. I know this is an anonymous line, but I have a huge fan base. I am actually a talk radio host.
Oh, wow.
Oh, talk radio, okay.
It's
yeah, and I don't want to give anything away, but I'm into conservative talk radio. I talk about how the liberals are going to destroy our nation, and it keeps me up at night. I can't sleep. I can't.
What keeps you up at night? Is it the phonies?
Oh God, the phonies! Don't even start with the phonies.
Well, let's
It's that damn Rush Limbaugh smoking his cigars. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore.
Harvey, it's okay. It's okay. You
No.
You don't have to take it though, Harvey.
I think I might just hang myself with my necktie.
No.
Sometimes I think no one will even miss me. I know I have a huge fan base. But sometimes I think no one will miss me. The liberals certainly won't miss me. The liberals certainly won't. The Democratic trash, those wastoids, high on dope. I can't.
Are you talking about like Downey Public Radio or
Any of them, all of them. I don't care.
Well, Harvey, if I may, I don't mean to get too personal, but how is your relationship with your family?
God, don't go there. Here I am on a suicide hotline. I'm saying, don't go there.
It's okay. You can go there, Harvey.
All right. Yeah, I got this brother, sister, female. She's on hormone replacement therapy. See, I just said she. See, I'm bending to his will because for the longest time I knew him as him, and here he is flipping the script on me, saying I'm a her now. I'm a her. I can't take it.
Well, I was reading this article online about transsexual supermen.
Yeah.
With six packs who fly through the air, stealing your freedom. Is your he sister one of them, one of the transsexual supermen who steals freedom?
I don't know, buddy. I mean, you tell me and we'll both know, you know. It's just the way all this adds up, you know, it all piles up one on top of the other. I just feel I'm getting crushed under the weight of all the phonies, the you know, fucked up progressive politics, just ruining this nation.
Well, you know, Harvey,
I'm this close to doing myself in.
You know, Harvey,
I'll be honest.
I think, you know, obviously, Bryant, Owern, and myself aren't trained, you know, therapists, but I actually read in a book once a very powerful phrase, and it was KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I don't mean to call you stupid, but is there a possibility that we can simplify anything in your life?
I'm working long hours. My beautiful wife keeps telling me, you know, you gotta let off some steam. You gotta take up a hobby. You know, maybe take care of a fish tank or something. I don't know. It's true that I don't know how to let go. I don't know how to have fun. I'm sorry to be a drag to you guys.
No, not at all.
Now, Harvey, what shade is the darkness? How dark is it?
What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean.
Like on a gray scale, would you say it's like 90% darkness in your life?
In my life?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's sometimes it feels like an inky black void,
Okay.
and I'm you know, inexorably tumbling into it, and I keep winding and winding down into this deeper, darker abyss.
That's a bad thing, right?
Yeah, what, you're toying with me? What the fuck?
Well, Harvey, hold on 1 second. You know, you got to listen to yourself. You've got a beautiful wife. You've got a national radio show that you have many listeners. Most people don't have that. Of course, we at the PryantandBat Podcast Hourn do have that, but you have that as well, Harvey. That's a lot to live for. Just those two things. What about those homeless people on Skid Row that don't have any of that?
Do you have any pets by chance?
I was about to say, I got my head in the oven right now, but you did make some good points. So I'll turn off the gas for the time being.
Good, Harvey.
And you know, you're right. By the way, the pets question. Funny you mention.
See, I can already hear the timbre of your voice changing.
Yeah. I mean, I got some pep in my step right now. Who am I kidding?
Good.
I got my beautiful cats, Jefferson and Monticello, and they are just the light of my life. I have two grown-up adult sons who are now in law school, believe it or not. But you know, so I'm an empty nester essentially, and I still have my cats around, so they do bring joy.
Let's recap this. You have Jefferson and Monticello, a beautiful wife, a radio show, a trainee superhuman sister man, brother, and two adult sons.
By the way, is this going to be on national radio or anything? I mean, is
we're live, Harvey.
Well, to quote Pitbull, this is worldwide.
Okay, I thought this was a suicide hotline.
Well,
no,
it's something better, Harvey. You've made a breakthrough.
This is 1-800-HOT-LIPS.
1-800-HOT-LIPS?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just don't want people to put two and two together and think that, people to find out who I am.
But what's more important, Harvey? To be successful or to be happy?
Oh, God, I mean, you're just making good points left and right. I don't know how to take all this.
No. Something to think about.
Okay, I was about to walk up a very tall building, just for the exercise.
Right.
I mean, maybe go at the top, take a look at the view.
Sightseeing.
Think about maybe possibly jumping off to my doom. But I'll hold off for a second. Thank you guys for talking me down, so to speak. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Harvey.
Well, Harvey, I'd just like to say God bless. You're a friend to the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, take care, guys.
We love you, Harvey.
Okay, God bless.
God bless.
Bye-bye. See you.
Harvey, that was Harvey from Pensacola.
That was
Pensacola, right?
Yeah, that was pretty life-touching.
I guess it had a happy ending. He seemed definitely on edge. He very well could have done himself in during that phone call.
Yeah,
he sounded disturbed, for lack of a better word.
Oh, you actually seemed kind of aghast at that, Owen. Are you okay?
I mean,
Harvey is a fan of the band Disturbed too. He gets down with the sickness.
Oh, okay.
Harvey you've heard it? Oh, I don't. I thought
we go way back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see. How about Porter? We have Porter from Buffalo, New York. Porter, are you there, Porter?
Hello, Porter?
Porter, are you okay? Are you there?
It's really dark.
Porter, how old are you? You sound very young.
4.
4? Did you say 4, Porter?
4.
You seem very, very young. Are you a fan of the show?
I don't know where I am.
Okay, Porter, you should not be calling this show. You should be calling 911, Porter. This is an emergency.
It's everywhere.
What is everywhere, Porter?
Darkness. It's cold.
Porter, wait.
It's really cold.
Porter, can you describe what it looks like around you? Like,
yeah.
With your eyes, what you're seeing with your eyes? What are you looking at?
Any landmarks you can tell?
Trees.
Oh, okay. And trees.
I see trees.
Hey, squirrel.
You see a squirrel? Okay, so you're...
Yeah.
I mean...
hey, Owen, while you're talking to him, I'm gonna call the Amber Alert in.
Okay, yeah, you're going ahead and call the Amber Alert. Have you been kidnapped, Porter?
I like bologna.
Porter, you like bologna?
I like bologna.
Where are your parents?
Yeah.
Porter, where are your parents?
Leaves.
What?
There's some leaves and trees.
Okay, Porter, are you confused or something?
I don't know.
Okay, Porter,
I don't know what my mom is.
I just got off the line with the Amber Alert services, and they're listening in right now. So we need more information, though, Porter.
Why isn't Jesus helping me? I don't know my mom.
That is above our pay grade. That question.
You need to let us help you, Porter.
I don't know where I am.
Okay, so you're in a forest. We know from the call here that you're in Buffalo, New York. So you're somewhere upstate New York.
I'm 4.
And were you camping with your father, or what's up? Where are you? What's going on?
Were you with friends?
It's dark.
Porter, are you there?
It's really dark, guys.
Okay. Just stay safe, stay where you are, and stay on the line. Okay, Porter, stay on the line because...
I hear sounds.
Okay, we're trying to get you help.
You guys. I need sounds.
What? Porter, you need sounds? Do you hear something?
There's a bear.
Oh, God.
Porter,
Porter, stay away. Porter, can you hide? Is there any place you can hide?
He smells.
No, Porter, he probably smells you. You need
smells. He's looking at me.
You shouldn't be so close.
He's looking at me.
Okay.
How close are you to him, Porter?
Porter? Porter, are you there?
He's eating me.
Porter, my God.
He's eating me.
Oh, Pat, what can we do?
Oh, that just sounds terrible. Porter! Hold on, Porter!
Porter, please.
Did we lose it?
Pat, I think we just heard the demise of a 4-year-old child. Over the phone.
I think you're right.
Porter,
you're still there.
Porter, that sounded grisly. What the hell happened? That was terrible.
Does he know what grizzly is?
I am dying.
Porter. Okay.
God.
What do you see, Porter? Do you see anything?
The light.
The what?
The light.
The light.
Oh, okay.
I can see.
Don't go
Porter,
don't go that
please.
way. Go the other way.
It's beautiful.
I'm sure it is, Porter, but we got to keep you out here with us.
There is no longer pain.
Oh my God.
Oh.
There is
I don't know
no
what to say.
longer.
Porter.
My stomach is getting
I
all
am
churned.
Yeah, I'm entirely speechless here
There-
because
There is no longer pain. It is beautiful.
Porter, you never gave us a chance to help you.
I can see him.
See who? Who,
Can
Porter?
you see Porter?
Is there a police officer?
I can feel him.
You can feel who, Porter?
I can see the Creator.
Porter, you can see God?
He is waving to me.
Wave back? I don't know. Should he wave back?
Yeah, wave
I am
back.
coming closer.
Wave back at God, Porter.
I am coming closer to him.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like we just overheard your death, so you might as well just walk toward God.
My Creator. My Creator, what do you require of me?
I don't think he's even talking to us anymore.
Porter, you have been summoned, Porter.
That's God, I'm guessing.
Is that God? Are you there, God?
It's
Porter,
Owern and Patrick.
don't listen to the phonies. The man who killed you. It's all an elaborate plan, Porter.
An elaborate plan.
Wow, this is biblical.
But why? Why have you forsaken me, my lord?
Porter, it is not your time. You must return.
Yeah, I'm with God on this one. Come back, Porter.
yeah.
We need
My
you.
lord, I mustn't leaveth you. Why? I'm falling.
Porter, are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm falling.
Porter!
I can
Porter, are you back in your body?
see the leaves again.
You can see the leaves again? So you're back in your body, Porter?
My wounds. He healeth my wounds.
He healed your wounds? You're not gonna die.
I see the ambulances.
You see the ambulances, Porter? Pat, what are we gonna do? Can you call 911, Porter?
I must.
Or not Porter. Pat, sorry.
I must go now.
Oh my God.
I thought I heard some police cars or
I heard
ambulance.
something like that.
Yeah. Well, Porter. No, I guess he's gone. But
I don't know what to say. I mean, what did we just hear?
I think we heard history right there.
Oh my.
Brian, you know you've been kind of quiet. I know that was kind of harrowing, but are you okay?
It was pretty intense. I couldn't believe what we were hearing.
Yeah.
I mean, a bear attack, and then I guess God talking to a child and healeth his wounds, apparently.
Well, I mean, I was watching you, Brian, as we took the call, and you were just utterly petrified.
Yeah.
You weren't even moving. You were just stiffened with fright.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of when we took the calls. You know, do you remember? We were just a few calls.
Right.
I can't imagine what those other calls were like if those were our 4 that we picked.
Yeah.
Those first 4.
I don't think we should go back to the boards anytime tonight.
Like they're still blinking, but
Yeah,
you know,
we're
next
gonna
time.
we're gonna have to ignore
I was
them.
just going to say that was so emotionally involved. I don't feel like we could ever do this again. I don't know. I'm just well, I'm flustered, I'm crazed. I don't know what's going on.
Not tonight, definitely.
Because we just heard someone die,
Mhm.
and not just
And
an
then
ordinary someone. This was an adolescent. This was a young child, essentially.
And then we heard a grown man that wants to die.
Yeah.
It was also quite nerving.
And then we heard
we were witnesses to the cycle of life, essentially.
yeah.
I mean, there was the adult who wanted to die. There was the young child who didn't deserve to die, who did.
But I guess came back. I don't know. Lightning round?
Well, we got to lighten the mood. We just
This is one of the hardest transitions
yeah.
I can think of.
How do you transfer from death except through
Yeah.
lightning?
Yeah, we
Back to
just
life.
heard Porter from Buffalo, New York,
Yeah.
lost in the woods,
Yeah.
get killed by a bear.
And
We hear him ascend
Yeah.
to the heavenly throne room. He meets with God. God tells him, "You're not ready yet." He descends, falls into his body again.
Mm-hmm.
Then we hear the ambulances come, and we don't hear back from him. We don't hear anything beyond that.
actually, hold that thought, Owen. I just got a text from the Amber Alert Services. Apparently, Porter is back in his playpen, and he is playing very quietly.
That was fast.
He's
Wow,
playing with his
really
mobile
fast.
right now.
His mobile.
God bless you, Porter.
Oh, God. That was, as you said, Pat, harrowing.
Harrowing.
Okay. Lightning round.
Lightning round.
Get ready, players! Lightning round! Lightning round! Lightning round!
Okay. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
I'm thinking I'll go first.
Okay.
Bryant,
Yes.
most overrated male heartthrob.
I kind of like Channing Tatum.
That was gonna be my vote.
else? Oh wait, Ryan Gosling.
You think that Channing Tatum is overrated?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I like him too, Brian. Who would you rather be for a day, Jeff Goldblum or John Malkovich?
Jeff Goldblum. Just I like the way he talks.
How do you think that would go? What is a day in the life of Jeff Goldblum?
Seems like just constant distracting yourself. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah,
It'd be interesting.
oh.
If you had to be a telemarketer for the rest of your life, in how many years would you kill yourself?
I think I can make 10 years.
If I would have asked that question, I would have added, what product would you be marketing?
Do you think that has a bearing on your sanity?
Could.
It could.
If you were selling tampons by phone, you'd probably hate life a lot quicker.
That happens?
You never know.
You never know.
I would sell sex toys.
That would actually be pretty fun. I think I could do that for 10 years.
By the way, on behalf of the PryantandBat Prodcast Hourn, I'd like to apologize to the telemarketing community in case you were offended.
Mm-hmm.
You lead very valuable, wonderful lives.
And the sex industry.
Yeah, and we love you all. Where was I? What your dream house would look like.
Geometric.
Kind of Bauhaus?
Yeah. Just blocks and colors. It was a Lego set.
Okay. Worse.
That's actually what Bauhaus was. It was based off Legos.
Essentially.
Erector sets.
Worse. The bands that arose from Van Halen or the movies that arose from Pulp Fiction?
The bands that, or the movies that came after Pulp Fiction.
They were hard to handle, weren't they?
Yeah. You know, I could take a stupid guitar solo and a squeal here and there. You know, David Lee Roth impersonator. But those movies, you have to sit through those for like 2 hours. You know,
What kind of movies? We're talking post.
Remember that one, 4 Days in the Valley or 5 Days in the Valley?
Oh, okay, movies like
it was
that.
X number of days in the valley.
Okay, yeah.
And they would do the adventurous editing and the ensemble cast and then
what about
the interminable dialogue.
What about Doom Generation?
Yes.
Enough said.
Doom Generation
Post Van Halen bands are pretty
is a
bad
post
though.
Pulp Fiction movie.
No, they can be fun though. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
could like Def Leppard. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like side project bands, like Michael
no.
Anthony. And,
No.
we're talking about inspired by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can get into
because
that.
Van Halen was very influential.
Yeah, definitely.
And he made a ton of people pick up the guitar and try to play like him.
That's true.
And the unfortunate part is a lot of terrible bands arose from that period.
Poison.
But like Brian said, fun in some ways.
Fun in some ways. So the copycat Pulp Fiction movies were
the phonies.
were horrendous. Hotter classic MTV newswoman, Serena Altschul or Tabitha Soren?
I kind of forget what both of them look like.
They have hot names though.
Pat, do you remember how they look?
I don't remember them either. Maybe we can get a picture and then
I'm
save
going to
it for the next
say, for myself, a really hot and sexy tie. between
Okay.
the two of them.
I do remember her. I was going to say an Asian woman.
Okay.
Kobe
Did you
tie.
just do a joke about Thai people?
No. I was going to say that I didn't remember what they looked like, but I did remember an Asian reporter on MTV. So was that her?
No,
Her
I
name
don't
was
recall
her last
her.
name was Ty.
Oh,
I thought that's what you were joking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, we were both.
I thought when you said Thai, I thought
well, I
you
guess
meant
we're
me.
racist.
Yeah, we both thought that you were doing some kind of joke.
Oh, no. I wouldn't think that
Surprise,
low.
you're a racist.
I'm not
Yeah.
Brett.
No, Serena Altschul and Tabitha Soren were their names. Actor Ben Kingsley's ethnicity.
Man, unknown. I don't think anybody will ever know.
Okay, I looked it up, and it's English and Indian.
Well, that makes sense.
I guess Gandhi makes sense then.
Yeah. Alex Kidd or Kid Icarus?
Alex Kidd.
I agree. Favorite U.S. amendment?
The 17th.
Do you know what that is?
No, I'll go with the second.
Second Amendment? You prefer Second Amendment to First Amendment? This podcast is based on the First Amendment.
Well, it could kind of be based on the second
We
one,
could just
too.
say fuck 1,000 times in a row,
Mm-hmm.
and we would not be banned.
The answer is I don't care because there's already Obama's secret army of fear drones coming, and also the superhuman transsexual army with six-pack abs flying through the air stealing our freedom. So I don't really care. We have no freedom.
Yeah, I would say that the 13th Amendment, the abolition of slavery, very important.
Yes.
And the 18th Amendment,
That's the repeal or was that the,
that was prohibition.
okay, yeah. And then the 19th was the repeal of it.
Was the repeal.
Yeah.
Prohibition was probably the dumbest amendment,
Yeah.
and I'm glad it was repealed. Do you have a favorite amendment?
Actually, I didn't know what number the abolition of slavery was, but yeah.
Okay,
13.
Number one with a bullet, Pryant. Have you ever wanted to marry the entire band, Ace of Base, in a group ceremony?
I think I want to marry the whole band of the band.
That's a hairy wedding. Hairy wedding party. Which would be a band side project.
Were Ace of Base hot? I don't remember.
They were
Swedish girls.
Okay. Well, then,
generally good looking.
But there were males in the group.
No, I'll take
so
them
you would
too.
have to marry the males.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Very interesting from Pryant this week. Now, Bat. Scarier. Snakes or spiders?
Spiders.
I agree.
I'm going to say Snyder's.
I agree. Spiders over snakes. Worst sitcom of the 90s?
Oh, man. I'm going to go...
I want to say one, too, after Pat.
Grace Under Fire.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Was that late 80s or was that 90s?
Oh, I'm sorry. You said 80s or...
No, I did say 90s.
Okay.
But I'm thinking...
It was early 90s.
It was early 90s. Yeah.
I think there is only one number one answer.
Okay.
That is Mad About You.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Mad About You.
That's a bad one.
Worst sitcom. Terrible. That show was terrible.
Okay. If you had to be a telemarketer for the rest of your life, in how many years would you, Bat, kill yourself?
Depending on the pay and the hours, I could see myself living quite a long time as a telemarketer.
Okay, Bryant said 10 years.
I'll double it.
You'll double it?
I'll say 20.
20 years.
You start tomorrow.
Yeah. The journey starts tomorrow.
Favorite Muppet?
Actually, I was just watching the Muppet movie again. It's the third time I've seen it now. The newest Muppet movie.
Yeah.
Gonzo was always my favorite.
Gonzo's always my favorite as well.
Yeah.
We have so much in common.
I know.
Best ever car chase in a movie?
Oh, I can't really recall too many.
Yeah.
Except for, and this is gonna sound really lame, Gone in 60 Seconds. I thought it was
Which one?
The last one, the final one, when he was with
the Nicolas Cage one.
Yeah, the Mustang GT.
Okay. Did you ever see the one from the early 70s?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Was his name Toby Hooper? What was his name? Remember the star of the original Gone in 60 Seconds?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name. Maybe we should go back to the switchboards.
Would they know?
Have our callers help us out. Maybe Porter, since he's back in the playpen. He is definitely a fan of
Porter's a hero.
60s and 70s car movies.
He's more of a hero than Hooper.
I want to say Toby Hooper.
Toby Hooper. That's kind of that's not a very exciting action movie star name, though.
No.
But
I would say, just weighing in on my own question, that it's a tie between the Blues Brothers. That's a terrific scene where they're being chased by the cops, and Vanishing Point.
Oh, you said a car chase scene.
Yeah, car chase.
I was going to say Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That was a pretty good chase scene at the end.
That's a really great chase
but
scene.
Not a car chase.
0 to 10. 0 being awful and 10 being excellent. How good a pimp would you be?
Probably, I'm going to say 5 in terms of I'd be a very caring pimp because I would.
Well, why wouldn't that be an 8 or a 9?
Because I would probably be a really bad businessman. So I would be too nurturing when I had to, they say you have to have a strong pimp hand, and I would not have a strong pimp hand. I'd be too respectful of my harem of ladies.
So you would never be abusive.
No.
How about you, Brian?
I think I'd be like Pat. I'd be too nice.
Okay.
But maybe I would.
But why is being too nice being a bad pimp? Is that
because you got to
necessarily
keep the
being a
hose
bad
in
pimp?
check.
Do you?
But I think, because bitches might be stealing your money, and you got to make sure. That they want your firm love.
Yeah, and if you're if you want to be a good pimp, you'd probably have to be a successful pimp. And if you're too soft, you're probably going to not be a very successful pimp. You'll probably get out pimped all over the place.
Good point.
Also,
I've heard pimping ain't easy.
Yeah, that's
Have you
true.
heard this?
I have heard that.
Yeah.
And is there such thing, like there's the hooker with the golden heart, but is there the pimp with the golden heart? There probably
Not
should
often.
be. No,
Not
there
often.
should be though.
There's a man with a golden gun.
That's true.
Mhm.
Perhaps he's got the golden heart and the golden gun.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Okay. Have you ever dreamt of being Rachel Maddow's lesbian lover?
Rachel Maddow. Can you remind me who that is?
She's the host of a show on MSNBC.
Oh, okay.
She's got the short cropped hair, and she's a really tomboyish
Nah,
type,
I
let's say.
regardless of the
What, a
of the
good-looking tomboy?
No.
regardless of the tomboyishness, I think short hair, just cropped hair like that doesn't do it for me.
Really?
No, because I've known some cute tomboys in my day,
Yeah.
but even if it's a really girly girl with that short cropped hair,
Really?
I can't get down.
So
with
you're
that.
long hair or nothing.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Gina has some flowing tresses.
She does. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. How many hours of solitude do you prefer in a week?
Quite a lot actually.
How many hours per day?
Per day, let's see. So if I work 8 and then would being in a car count as solitude?
Yeah.
I think at least 4 hours a day. Solitude.
Okay.
Non-sleep hours. 4 hours of
Okay.
non-sleep solitude.
So about 28 a week?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Very good. Why did that make me laugh? Okay, very good. Should we read the Hindu Vedas on air in a future episode?
I think we might as well.
We've done everything else.
I think we've actually already done it, but we haven't realized it.
Yeah.
We could have. Well, in the episode for the ayahuasca journey, we probably got pretty
We
close
wrote
to
a
doing
new
it.
Veda.
Yeah, we wrote a new Veda.
Because given
that's a
infinite
new
time, we probably would be able to recite it randomly
Yeah.
if we just kept talking incessantly for hours.
Yeah, the Star Wars in India, they had to change the villain's last name to Veda, so it was Darth Veda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That definitely happened. Number 1,
With a bullet.
with a bullet. What have you always wanted to learn?
Man, that's kind of stepping on one of my questions, but it's okay. Because it's a good question. What if I always want Spanish?
Yeah, I thought
I want to be fluent in Spanish.
in Spanish? Okay. Castilian?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Yeah, or the various dialects of
Okay.
Spanish, because there's many.
And are there any classic Spanish writings?
Yeah.
Like, wasn't Don Quixote originally in Spanish?
Cervantes, yeah.
Okay, so you would read Cervantes.
Yeah, and
the
actually, with
classical style.
Yeah, with literature, there's always those, literature and translation that you always, if you look on Amazon or something, or book reviews to see what people thought of it, they always say, "Oh no, this is all right, but you got to read it in the original." So,
Right.
So yeah, I'd probably have to tackle the original, the Cervantes pen Quixote. Yeah.
Well, it's always that way with translations. You're going to miss subtleties in the language because not every language has the same metaphors, the same imagery. We just have different idioms and stuff like that, and they're hard to translate from language to language.
How's that translation of that Kafka book you bought me?
It's probably pretty good.
I mean, a quick example would be
Well, you're fluent in German, so
a quick example would be in Mexican Spanish. What do they call your balls? Huevos.
Huevos, eggs,
And that's eggs.
Yeah.
So if you translated that in American English and we said to each other, "Hey man, my eggs! Oh, you hit me, my eggs!" We would think, "What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
And speaking of idioms in different transferring across languages, Bryant recommended me Pimsleur to help me learn Spanish, and I actually downloaded. I got a copy of it, and there's a section that was just on like sayings, but it was actually a chapter that was all like really kind of coarse sayings, like bad words in Spanish. And one of the idioms was that they were teaching you was, "I need to piss so hard my teeth hurt." And I thought, wow, that is. And I asked my mom if she had ever come across that saying at some point just hearsay. And she said no. So I don't know where they pulled that out of, but that's quite a saying.
Yes.
That's quite a way with words.
I think we need to start saying that in English.
Yeah, definitely. We're starting it right now.
Let's go for it.
But do you want to go, Brian, or shall I go?
I can go.
All right.
Mine's short. I kind of do this the same way every.
The
where
last few episodes you have been doing it.
Yeah, because I come unprepared and I just
Right.
Well, you
write stuff down.
You do a lot more. You do a lot
like
more than we do.
buzzwords.
Yeah.
You like these quick, choppy
Okay.
statements.
So first one, it can go to either of you. It's just the Doobie Brothers.
Funky. And actually, a lot of memories, a lot of nostalgia, because I remember, I mean, I must have been 2, 3, 4. We were in the old station wagon as a family, and Dad was driving the car, and What a Fool Believes came on. You know, we were in San Diego back in the day.
That's a good one.
And it's funny to have a memory of being a 3 or 4-year-old kid, about the age of Porter,
Yeah.
when he went to meet
And
his
also
maker.
the age of Basil being disrespected.
Yeah, and you know, you're just looking out the window, Dad's driving the car, and What a Fool Believes is on the radio.
You know, that's actually one of the most perfect visions of listening to the Doobie Brothers in a station wagon. You know, where else would you listen
That
to
was
it?
a cool station
Yeah,
wagon.
they-
It had wood paneling on the sides. It was perfect.
Was
that
it a
thing.
Woody?
What would you call it? It was a
I
synthetic Woody.
I wasn't born.
Okay, you don't even remember it. But it was just, you know, it was a late 70s, early 80s wagon with
Yeah.
wood paneling on it.
So it was kind of like the one in Vacation.
Yes,
Oh,
it was
okay,
a lot
yeah.
like that one.
Yeah, like but to answer your lightning round question, Bryant, Doobie Brothers, that song they do the song Dixieland, right?
I'm not sure.
That
know
here's
about
some
that
funky.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's just a really catchy song,
right.
and a staple of oldies radio. So
Is that the Doobie Brothers?
I think it is, but
Well, they had a period with Michael McDonald, you know, the What a Fool Believes guy.
Yeah.
And then before that, they had a different sound. They had a different vocalist. And he left, and then Michael McDonald took his place.
Anyways, we
Yeah.
need to roll on. Pulled apart.
hopefully we'll get to hear that
I must say,
uninterrupted.
the poetry of that one was lost on me. I didn't quite understand it. He spoke it so aggressively.
It was very tortured.
I was moved by his passion, but not by his words.
Well, you know, I think that actually, to his credit, and even though he voiced it kind of, as you said, aggressively,
Yeah.
I think a lot of poets would probably agree with Basil that you have to hear their poems. Like E. E. Cummings, when you listen to his poetry, on the page it looks pretty nonsensical, but then when he says it, it's still nonsensical, but it sounds
Beautiful.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So maybe a point for Basil there. A leg to
I
stand
hope
on.
he calls in again.
Yeah, I think you will.
He's a strange guy.
Next one here. Chili.
I had some today that was not your mother's chili, but it was excellent as well.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
That your mom's chili is probably excellent.
Anyway, I see why you wrote that, because I am very hungry for chili.
Yeah, I am too. Killer Instinct or Mortal Kombat?
Oh, that is hard.
I played neither growing up, but I did play Killer Instinct for the Nintendo 64.
Which was one of the best.
So that was okay, because they
was a
made
good
one for
one.
SNES, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I did enjoy it.
I would say Mortal Kombat 2 is the best of the Mortal Kombat series, but I think Killer Instinct is better. There's just something funner about it. Maybe the
Okay.
character designs make it.
Saber. Was it Saber Wolf?
Saberwolf,
And TJ Combo, I think.
TJ Combo,
That was the one that was a boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Jigo.
And Jaco.
Yeah.
Deborah Harry.
Beauty in her prime.
Yeah. I can't add to that.
Scorpion or Sub-Zero?
Scorpion.
Even though I didn't play Mortal Kombat too often, Sub-Zero.
I'm gonna have to agree with
You're
Pat.
just being contrarian.
Well, no, I'm gonna have to go with Pat too. He had a better finisher.
But Scorpion says, "Get over here."
Yeah,
Get over here.
But
doesn't Sub-Zero have that claw that comes and gets you and pulls you back?
that's Scorpion.
Oh, maybe I'll have to change my answer then.
Scorpion, yeah, he would throw the spear,
Okay,
stab you, and pull you over.
that's pretty good.
Now, Bryant is right that Sub-Zero does have a better fatality.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would knock your head off.
Oh,
Whereas,
Well, not just that, he would uppercut your head in with your spine attached.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. And Scorpion would just breathe fire on you.
And you turn to dust.
Yeah, your flesh would melt off, and
Oh.
you'd just be left as a skeleton.
Okay. Betty or Wilma?
Which was the one with the black hair?
Betty.
Betty. But she was a little chunkier, wasn't she?
No, they were about the same
Oh yeah. Okay. Betty.
weight.
then.
You say Betty?
Mm-hmm.
I say Wilma.
I'm gonna go with Betty.
I like how Wilma was feistier, and I like that.
Next one here. I think maybe this just goes to you, Owen, because I think you're the only one who knows this woman. Greta Van Susteren. Would you?
I know of her.
Since you had a newscaster.
You know what? No offense to Greta, but I would take Rachel Maddow over Greta Van Susteren.
I'm gonna have to look up Rachel Maddow so we can.
And
How about
Rachel Maddow is
threesome
no-
with
Rachel
Greta Van
Maddow.
Susteren, Rachel Maddow?
Which one would you kiss on the mouth?
That would be rough, man.
Okay, next one. The new Van Halen. Who would be the members?
Speaking of Van Halen,
Yeah.
this is all coming together. Let's see.
Michael McDonald would be vocals.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Michael McDonald on vocals.
He would do a good job on Right Now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
And
would have
lyr-
a lot of soul.
On lyrics would be Basil.
Pull the port.
It'd be a different Mark Van Halen Mark IV would be different, quite different than the previous three.
Oh man.
Well, it should be what's his name, Mick from Sex Pistols on guitar. Then
yeah.
Keep with
And Tommy Lee on drums. Why not?
And on bass, Bootsy Collins,
Edge.
Edge.
Edge the wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, one more. So this goes to both of you.
Okay, one more.
If you followed only one person on Twitter, who would it be?
I would have to follow Bill Schultz of Red Eye, who, to his credit,
Man.
still holds as his avatar my portrait of him.
Oh yeah,
Now,
Yes.
is there a way we can tag these guys in our podcasts?
I'm sure.
Man, we need to let them know that there's love for them.
Yes, Bill, I did you a service with that picture. May you enjoy it always.
The only Twitter that I'm going to follow from now on is going to be the Porter Memorial Twitter.
Yeah.
That's run by his fan club president, who is myself.
So it's the memorial that he came back?
Well, he's going to eventually die, I'm assuming.
After his long life.
I would have to follow Basil.
Basil.
Would he even have a Twitter though? I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
I would definitely follow Basil.
No, I'm talking about Basil, the root.
spice?
Yes,
The spice,
the
yeah.
herb.
The herb,
Whatever
yeah.
it is.
You know,
Alright.
basil really makes spaghetti happen, let me tell you. Do you like basil in your
It's true, you
marinara?
can't
Yeah,
help.
definitely.
You gotta have basil in your marinara.
It's not spaghetti without basil.
No. Or basil.
Or basil, yeah, either or.
All right.
What would it sound like Basil ordering spaghetti with basil?
I want spaghetti!
with basil.
All right. Question number one.
These are for both of us?
Of course, all these 10 are for both of you. Number one, worst curse: King Midas having everything he touches turn to gold, or Stanley from the Twilight Zone episode "Time Enough at Last" having time enough at last to do his reading, but no glasses to read with.
I don't understand how the Midas touch is a curse. Is it because
Well, you can
you can never be intimate with anyone?
Well, you can never touch anyone ever.
Well, you couldn't eat. You couldn't. Basically, everything would just be solid.
Can you touch yourself?
Good question. I guess
Then you just
you turn
jerk
yourself
off and have gold loads
Yeah.
everywhere.
How does that story end?
I think
What happens to
he not unwishes it, but he asks for forgiveness or something, and it turns back to normal, or he wakes up from a dream, something like that.
Yeah, that's a bigger curse.
You know, a cop out.
And why can't you just squint if you can't? You know, if you're having a problem reading,
Well,
can't even squint. You're like that blind.
the thing with Stanley is that he finally had enough time to read all his books that he'd wanted to read the whole time, and then because it's the end of the world, everyone has been killed in a nuclear fallout, and then his glasses break and he can no longer read. So,
okay,
very harrowing.
You're pretty blind then.
Number 2, what will happen first? Terrence coming on the podcast, a viable third political party, or the end of the world, or an end of the world prophecy that actually pans out.
What would happen first?
Yeah,
The latter.
end of the world prophecy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
No hope for Terrence.
And there's no hope for a viable political party, third party.
Number 3.
I'm gonna tag that, by the way, as a special "fuck you, Terrence."
Yeah.
Number 3. This is the question that was actually kind of
Hey, remember how in our first few episodes we actually had some semblance of love for Terrence?
Yeah. Remember when we loved you, Terrence?
Yeah, we've definitely turned on you, bud. He's probably eating lumpia right now.
Lumpia eating Mick. I have 1,000 lumpia eating Micks.
Number 3, and this is the one that was similar to one of Owen's questions. Number 3, what is a hobby you don't currently have but would like to have because you think it would be useful to your life? To answer my own question, I would say the ability to work on cars. I think that'd be a useful thing to have. Skill to have.
Modern cars or old cars?
Probably modern.
Yeah. Let's see. What is coming to mind here?
Crocheting.
Very nice.
Could make you a blanket if you're cold.
I am very cold.
A couple days ago, I was talking to Bryant about maybe getting into product design.
Oh, okay.
Just so. How's this for nerddom? Where's Terrence when you need him? I could make my own video game consoles.
Wow.
Like you take the Sega Genesis chipset and then you put it into some creation of your own.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It would be utterly ridiculous, but it would require knowledge of plastics and just how to make things.
Yeah.
So,
well, I took a metalsmithing class when I was at Cal State, and I've always wanted to do more metalsmithing. So maybe not crocheting, metalsmithing, and like I could actually make things that are useful.
yeah.
Right on.
Like
And
I
I would
made
say-
that container over there that holds my guitar picks.
Yeah. Pretty useful.
So like that's
Number 4, the video game you played for the most time without getting substantial return on. If more than one, which proved to be the most frustrating to you?
Boy, a lot of games are just real time wasters, you know?
lots.
Probably A-Lots. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, A-Lots is an MMO RPG.
And let's see.
It's a WoW ripoff.
You know, I sank a ton of time into Diablo 2, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
All right. Number 5, what piece of recorded music comes closest to bringing you to sexual climax? Or could come closest?
Wow. This is quite a question.
Yeah.
I would say Breezin' by George Benson.
Oh, man. Girls just want to have fun.
Or Right Now by Van Halen.
Yeah. As sung by Michael McDonald.
Lyrics by Basil.
Oh, man. Number 6.
Torn apart! Pulled apart! Torn apart, pulled apart, whatever.
Right Now!
Number 6. When you think of an example of people trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, what do you think of? What's a real life example?
Oh, I was going to say, forgive me for being literal, but I think of someone putting a square peg in a round hole. That's what that makes me think of. So what would be a good example of that?
Yeah, like in a, I guess, a metaphorical sense.
Maybe Pat trying to work on a car.
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
Or Owen trying to work on a car, for that matter.
I would say Pat crocheting.
Okay.
We just dumped on you, Pat.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We love you.
I don't need to know how to.
Now let's
crochet.
dump on Terrence. I think it would be like Terrence, like
Showing up for this podcast.
Yeah. You know, we got dumped on so bad by Basil
Yeah.
that he's had a terrible effect on us. We're getting cranky.
That bastard, that cheeky bastard. Number 7.
we haven't eaten chili. That's why.
Yeah.
A new previously undiscovered STD has been discovered. It needs a name. Your suggestion? And, if bold enough, some of the symptoms.
Gooey dick.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
I don't need to explain those symptoms. Honey, I have some news for you. I have gooey dick.
I would say love drip.
Love drip. Wow. So they both
Also,
discharges. I
That's
guess.
the new Van Halen album, by the way. Love drip.
Love drip.
Love drip.
Okay. Number 8. If you knew someone was going to break into your house ahead of time, what Home Alone style traps would you set up for them?
Oh, man. Well, you have to do the marbles on the floor.
Yeah.
I think I would have love drip and gooey dick ready for him. They wouldn't know if it hit him.
You know how they always said, I don't know if this has been verified, maybe it is true, but you know how the colonials, the American pilgrims, would put diseases in blankets?
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
So maybe it could be a biological attack, and you could give those breaking in gooey dick somehow.
Like, when they barge in, you just throw a blanket on them. Like,
This is a blanket full of gooey dick.
feel the burn.
Pilgrim style, bitch.
I think for real though, I would have ninja style caltrops.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Number
You
9.
get those through a specialty store or off
Well,
eBay?
since I'm taking a metalsmithing, I'm going to make them.
Oh, very good.
Number 9. What is the most luxurious thing you own?
You know, I have these two really cool books. They're these big reproductions of the Martin Luther Bible.
Oh, wow. That is pretty cool.
And they were made by this specialty publisher called Taschen or Taskin. I never figured out how to say it. But they're beautiful reproductions, and they just look exactly as the real thing. I mean, I haven't seen the real thing in person, but the reproduction's beautiful. And it's full of color illustrations of like the probably what Porter saw,
Okay.
where
Yeah.
it was like the Last Judgment. I don't know if Porter had any prophetic visions on his way
I was
out.
going to say, is
but-
Porter a prophet?
yeah, maybe guys showed him some things.
Yeah.
We really don't know, but yeah, very cool thing to have.
Oh, awesome. Brian?
I would have to say the thousands of dollars of equipment that we're using right now
Oh, yeah.
to record this podcast.
Yeah,
That's a
this is-
good point.
That is very luxurious. And finally, a lighthearted one for a very dark-hearted episode. Any memorable prank phone call stories you guys have?
Have you ever done a prank call, Brian?
Yeah, but I don't even think I remember what I called.
You know what? This is a great...
I called you. Was it today or yesterday?
Yeah.
As the FBI, the federal booby inspectors.
And I actually, at first, I wasn't sure who it was because you were calling from a 213 number. Mm-hmm. And I was just, who is this? But,
You know what? I have a good story. It's not my own where I was making the call, but when we were really young, Nathan, another one of our brothers, for those who don't know, Nathan saw this commercial about the Easter Bunny. It was an Easter Bunny hotline. And you would call, you know how they would have those commercials where you could call Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Well, this was call the Easter Bunny and talk to him. And so he did it. He saw the number, he picked up the phone and called him. And he heard the Easter Bunny, you know, he had like this jovial voice. Hi, how you doing? You know. And Nathan just said, "Shut up." And hung up. That was it. He said,
Wow.
"Shut up" to the Easter Bunny, and he hung up.
Gosh.
That guy killed himself.
And then
The Easter Bunny's dead.
And then when Mom heard what happened, he was just distraught. He felt so guilty that he had told the Easter Bunny to shut up.
Wow.
I think he might have even cried.
Did he get extra candy to make up for it? Or maybe less candy for his attitude?
He told the Easter Bunny to shut up.
Yeah, that is cold.
Thanks for saving that question from being a total bust. Yeah, so this has been
This has been a pretty lengthy, another lengthy episode.
yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely past an Owern
Yeah.
Okay.
or an Owern.
But that's why we called it an Owern, even pre-Owern,
Yeah.
because it was vaguely an hour.
Yeah.
I think it's time to eat chili.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
Play some No Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We can play No
And-
Mercy while eating chili.
I'm ready for that.
Multitasking, but
And maybe give Basil another call.
Yeah.
He called us first, but
Yeah.
we have his number now.
I don't
expensive
know.
charges.
He's
Maybe
not
we
going to
should-
like that.
We should
but-
Skype him, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, that would be
Video
fun.
Skype.
What do you want?
But any final words, gentlemen?
Pulled apart.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, while you were actually doing something in the house, I think I was telling Owen that it was a very cyclical podcast because Basil was abused by the world at age 4, and his poem was called "Pulled Apart," and Porter was pulled apart
Very much.
at age 4.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Well,
The
I
little
mean,
details.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for anything more poetic, even from the mouth of Basil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually the name of his book coming out.
From the mouth of Basil.
You're gonna hear it here. The mouth of Basil.
You thought Henry Rollins was angry with his
Yeah.
spoken word.
No,
Let me tell you. Basil.
Fiery. All right.
Are you down on 3?
Yeah.
Are you down?